I'm back again with another video blog, and in this video blog I want to address freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, and it's something that I feel that many Americans take for granted and other Americans abuse in a horrible manner. Anyone that lives in Las Vegas knows about an adult taking, an American adult taking the right to freedom of speech to extreme measures, to the measures of which it's something that's very close to reprehensible, actually is reprehensible. And when I talk about this, and I'm talking about the porn that litters our streets under the guise of a service to tourists. We see these racks where anyone can walk by and pick out these free handouts that show women in all sorts of scandalous poses and positions and everything like that. Now please, do not get me wrong. I'm not going to say for a minute that I'm against porn. I'm not going to say for a minute that I'm against nudity. But I am going to say that I am for our nation's children, and I am for our nation's teenagers, and I'm more for their rights and less for my own. I believe that I do have a right to peruse or browse certain materials that are meant for adults, whether it's involving nudity, or whether it's involving violence, or whether it's involving any other subject that is in the adult realm. But I also feel that it is my right and responsibility as an adult, American adult, to ensure that our country's teenagers and children are not exposed to this in a way that devalues them and supersedes the parents' rights to express their views to their children in regards to what they think is appropriate. We cannot hold our right to say what we want to who we want above our right to expose our country's children and our country's teenagers to what we wish to. And I believe that our founding fathers would agree with that. I do believe that when they enacted and when they were talking about freedom of speech, what they meant was one adult to another adult, or one adult to a group of other adults. I am quite positive and certain that they did not mean some unknown adult to a group of children, or some radical views to a group of innocents. I have to walk down Maryland Parkway, which is a major thoroughfare in Las Vegas proper, and I have to see these racks of magazines that are given out freely. Anyone can open up this rack and pull this information out and expose it. And why? Because my city council is gutless. Because my elected officials will not do their job and will not honor the Constitution. Does over 80% of those people who live here in Las Vegas think that these periodicals, over 90% think that these periodicals are disgusting and need to be removed? Yes. Does our city council do anything about it? No. Will our courts do anything about it? No, because when the American adults, are sometimes not even American adults, they will say, well, we have freedom of speech and we have freedom of expression, and we're protected by that under the law. You don't have a right to expose minors to this type of trash. You don't have a right to speak to minors in that type of a voice. That is not what our Constitution was about. And so I would like to see us enact tougher laws with freedom of speech regarding exposure to juveniles. regarding exposure to minors. This is what we need to think about as a country, and we need to open up this debate as a country, that yes, you have a right to say what you want, but not to whoever you want. You have a right to say what you want to whatever other adults you wish to say it to, and those adults have a right to respond to you. I have a right not to listen to you. I have a right not to look. Okay? But minors don't have that knowledge, don't have that forethought, and don't have that training. It's their job to look. It's their job to explore. It's their job to want to find out. And it's our job to control that exposures as responsible, reasonable adults. So let's get with this, and let's get some things enacted here where we do not have to explain to our nation's children's subjects that we feel uncomfortable with explaining to them until they get to the right age. And let's not, you know, these magazines that are all over my town, okay, for tourists, they're in areas that tourists don't frequent. Tourists don't go to, and my council buys this. I don't understand that. When are we going to take our city council to task? When in regards to these sleaze magnets, okay? Also in regards to violence, also these things we need to get a rein on and get a grip on. Freedom of speech means freedom of speech from one adult to another adult, not from one adult to an innocent or to someone who does not have the facilities to comprehend. Those are my thoughts. That's my rant, my rave. May the all bless America. Lock out.